Online and phone scams, what you need to watch for, and how to stay safe. Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. It's no secret that scams are on the rise, both online and off. We hear about them every day. And with the rise of AI, it's becoming even more and more difficult to see through the misdirection. So what I want to do in this video is review some of the signs of both online and telephone-based scams so that you can at least start to get suspicious when you should. Now, before I get into the list, I need to point out that many of these signs are actually, they're not absolute, right? If this sign shows up, then it is absolutely a scam. There are some that are more likely than others, but sadly, sometimes even legitimate contacts will have some of these characteristics. But you should be aware of them, and you should be cautious, particularly when there's more than one of these warning signs. These days, when we think of scams, we first think of the online world. Email, social media, messaging apps, and more have all become tools for scammers and others with malicious intent. Here are a few of the things to watch out for online. Contact out of the blue. Many online scams begin with a very simple email or message from someone you don't know, someone you've never heard of. Sometimes they'll fake having contacted the wrong person in order to then try to engage you in a conversation. Sometimes the message will say things like, "You've won a prize of some sort." Dodgy links, particularly in email scams, but possibly in any online form, you'll be asked, eventually, to click on a link. Examining the link closely will show it to be to a website you've never heard of, or maybe a URL you can't interpret. Urgency. This is a hallmark of many, many scams. There's a sense of implied or even explicit urgency. Sometimes it's the threat to close an account. Sometimes it's some kind of legal action. And sometimes it's threatened harm to yourself or to a loved one. Too good to be true. Everyone understands this phrase, but surprisingly few actually take it to heart. Scammers know this. We want what is being offered, even though a simple moment's thought would tell us that it simply can't be true, or is at least extremely unlikely. Personal information. Asking for personal information is another hallmark of many scams. A legitimate company, for example, will never, and I mean never, ask you for your social security number, your password, or your PIN via email. Bad English, or whatever your native language might be. This used to be one of the clearest signs of bogus messages. You'll still see lots of them in your spam folder. But this is one of the things that AI is really having an impact on. It's allowing scammers to create very legitimate sounding messages with nearly perfect grammar. Crypto/gift cards/wire transfers. You know, I mentioned earlier that not all of these items are sure signs of a scam. This is as close as we get. Each of these methods of money transfer is irreversible. Unlike credit cards, once you've sent the money, using these ways, you cannot get your money back. Scammers love this. And yes, whenever you're asked for cryptocurrency, to use a gift card, to do some kind of a wire transfer, stop. Think twice, because it's almost certainly a scam. Impersonation. This is another one that is getting to be a little bit more common due to AI. Celebrities are getting impersonated right and left, but even friends and family are seeing fake accounts crop up. Celebrities, for example, will never reach out to you for any reason, but fake family and fake friends might contact you for any number of fake reasons. All right, let's talk about the telephone. The lowly telephone, landline, or mobile is another common way scammers try to reach out and scam someone. In addition to the items listed for online scams, here are a few more. Unknown numbers. If you have caller ID, watch for numbers you don't recognize. And honestly, if at this point you don't have caller ID, it's worth every penny. Authority figures. Sometimes scammers will pretend to be people in positions of authority, such as the police or government agencies, technical support, and others. For example, most government agencies won't call you, preferring instead the audit trail created by sending you physical letters in the mail. Upfront payment. The so-called advanced fee scam asks you to pay some amount of fee or tax in order to receive a larger amount in return. The larger amount never arrives. Urgency. I mention this in both places because very much like online scams, telephone scams often play this up even more strongly, threatening dire consequences if you don't act immediately. Often, this includes even instructing you to not hang up the phone. Personal information. Personal information is valuable to scammers, but another variant that can bypass two-factor authentication on your online accounts is a phone call impersonating an authority and asking for a PIN you're about to receive in email. Remember, legitimate companies will not ask you for a PIN over the phone. And again, same thing as with online, crypto, gift cards, wire transfers. There have even been instances of attempting to get you to get physical gold or other precious metals. Requests for any of these are almost always a sign of a scam, as your money transfer is irreversible. Once it's gone, it's gone. So, what do you do to stay safe? Know the signs. I'm certain the list above isn't comprehensive, but it does represent some of the more common clues that something might be a scam. Pay attention to them. Never be afraid to take extra independent steps to verify whatever catches your attention. Don't worry about being polite. Never use contact information provided over the phone, in email, or on websites you aren't 100% certain of. Instead, contact the appropriate organization directly using phone numbers, websites, or email addresses you already know are correct. Use this known good contact information to verify what your potential scammer is asking. When in even the slightest doubt, ignore the message or hang up. You can once again use the contact information you already know to be correct to verify whatever sounded fishy. Keep your technology current and safe. Make sure your security software and all your other software is up to date. Add two-factor authentication to all your online accounts that support it. Use unique, long passwords and a password manager to keep track of them all. Hopefully, this list will give you some things to at least watch out for and avoid scams in the future. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/176305. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.